Hey folks, my name is Millennial Smark, and my job is to give you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. So let's get directly into today's video. Backstage update on Drew McIntyre LA Knight beef following WWE SmackDown confrontation. Beyond the winners of the titular, that's a real fucking word, matches themselves, one of the biggest stories coming out of WWE Royal Rumble 2025 was the one involving Drew McIntyre, who reportedly exploded in frustration backstage after his elimination from the men's Rumble match didn't go off as planned. The culprit in McIntyre's mind appeared to be LA Knight, who, and I quote, had to get his moves in, end quote, and delayed McIntyre being tossed out at the hands of Damian Priest, thus dampening the impact of the elimination, which was meant to kick off a WrestleMania feud. Knight has some choice words for McIntyre in his promo on Friday's WWE SmackDown, including the line, and I quote, "Oh wait, I forget to get my stuff in," end quote, before closing with his catchphrase, and the two appeared to be getting a little more physical than strictly necessary during their subsequent triple threat match with Jimmy Uso, leading many fans to wonder if Knight and McIntyre still have beef with one another. According to Fightful Select, however, professionalism has prevailed over the heat of the moment. While Fightful sources admitted that the story leaking, and I quote, wasn't ideal, they also said there was no concern about Knight and McIntyre working together, with most seeing the leak as an opportunity to play off real-life frustrations, which the wrestlers accomplished. McIntyre reportedly had no issues with Knight's promo, and there were no problems between them after the match. Fightful also noted that the first part of Knight's promo, an earnest PSA about it being okay to cry, was meant to be taken seriously, while also serving as a transition in the Knight taking shots at McIntyre. Dude, by the way, that's the end of the article right there. These bro, I swear to God, these self-serving assholes. You got it wrong. Why can't they just admit that they got it wrong? You got it wrong. Sean Ross Sapp, David Bixenspan, Ryan Satin, fucking Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer. You guys got it wrong. Now, granted, I'm a little bit more charitable to certain journalists who happen to get it wrong, but it's just one of those situations where, shit, typically they're a little bit more on point, right? And then there are others who get it wrong all the fucking time. Looking at you, Meltzer. All the fucking time. All eyes on Meltzer. All the fucking time. I'm like that fucking episode of SpongeBob where my eyes is on the map and I'm looking through the map and I'm looking for the gold, and I just see nothing but bullshit. You guys remember the episode? And Mr. Krabs is right there, while Patrick and SpongeBob are looking at, okay, if you don't know, it's one of the earlier episodes. Okay, you're too much of a young baby shit to understand what I'm talking about. My point being is, though, you were worked. Okay, you were worked. It happens to the best of us. I've been worked. At this age, it's fine. But why? Dear God, why are you losers still coping over this? Talking about, well, I mean, backstage, really, there were technically people who just lied to us and, they just didn't give us the accurate information. And in reality, these guys definitely still fucking hate each other. It just can't be no. It's not feasible enough to recognize that McIntyre and LA Knight probably talked to some of the producers backstage, or, maybe went out of their way to spin a thread as far as, legitimate tension happening. And these guys went out there and they promoted it and they leaked false information from one of the biggest fucking workers currently in the business when fucking with Drew McIntyre. None of this shit they can't see this through their noggin. They legitimately think that not only is, that's the worst part though. That's the worst part. They now understand that none of this shit is real. But they're so egotistical. Their heads are so far up their own asses that they have to find some logical way in order to save their own credibility. When in reality, if you just admit that, hey, we were worked, happens to the best of us, We probably should do a better job at, fact checking and sourcing. Now granted, like I said, for people like Meltzer, that charitability died a couple of years ago. But for other people who tend to not make plenty of mistakes, keep thriving, keep pushing. Shit happens, but when you do shit like this and then you double down on it, it just makes you look like jackasses. And all it does is add more. You get it? It adds more fuel to the fire in regards to dirt sheets not being taken seriously, and then it harms your business model. And you get what I'm going with this? You get what I'm going with this? Bro, look at how Dave Meltzer is coping on this right here, bro. Look at this. This is something completely separate, but also still talking about the Alexa Bliss situation as far as her contract, right? This is how Dave Meltzer, in his own brain, figures out how things work, and that he can, this guy, he just can't be wrong. He can't, I swear to God. This guy calls him out, right? He says, has anyone fact checked this guy recently? Didn't he post that Alexa Bliss was not returning to WWE anytime soon? This guy's reputation has been soiled. I think he should just leave the internet. Bit harsh, but still though, seriously. The guy's reputation is soiled, for fuck's sakes. And this is how Dave responds. He goes, actually, let me just tip my glasses up. Actually, I never posted a thing. I did cover the story in the past 2 issues. First, saying she's not coming back until they reached an agreement. And second, saying they weren't close. I was told that by the same person who allowed me to break Cody leaving AEW from AEW side and not WWE side, and and Austin wrestling Owens at Mania before anyone else. So before we continue real quick, let me just read this last part. And within the company, that was the belief at the time. The claim is still deal was completed very late, but I think they worked people internally. Okay, so first off, Dave, you fucking moron. So did he just out his source? So this guy said, I was told that by the same person who allowed me to break Cody leaving AEW from AEW side and not WWE side. And then he said, in Austin wrestling Owens at Mania before anyone else. So you mean to tell me this completely, you fucking idiot. So this just narrows down the field, you dipshit. Dude just outed the source without even recognizing it. It'd be one thing if you said Cody leaving AEW, so then that'd probably be someone relatively new, or it could be someone relatively old. You don't know because it's so recent. But then when you bring up Austin and okay, Kevin Owens. Oh fuck, I'm stupid as fuck. See what I mean? Just admit your fucking bias, okay? See, I fucked up. I thought he meant fucking Owen Hart for a second. No, Kevin Owens. Okay, so never mind. Thought it was just out in the source. I thought, you fucking idiot. All right, see what it is? See, in real time. See, professionalism, actual fucking professionalism. You recognize you fucked up. You immediately fucking pick up and you say, you're a dumbass. See what I just did there, Dave? I just took a negative and I flipped it into a positive, and it came right back on me. See what I mean? But that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. But my bigger point though is, dude, why are you coping this hard? Why are you coping this hard? You fucked up. You posted. You did. I never posted, but I covered it. How did you cover it? You covered it by talking about it. And then you went on social media and you posted things in regards to what you talked about to give clarification. So you did post about it. You talked about it. Why are you playing with semantics here? Because they can't be wrong. Here's my thing. In the end of the day, whether it's all the dirt sheet writers, whether it's Meltzer, whether it's Bixaspin, whether it's Satin, whether it's any of these guys, they're just like us. In the end of the day, they're just like us. They shit like we do. They eat like us. Well, maybe not Dave. He looks kind of funny. He probably might eat some. He might eat differently. He might eat through his asshole. But my point being is, we're all humans and we all breathe and we all make mistakes. More importantly, though, because of course this is more importantly, than being a human, We're all wrestling fans. We're all wrestling fans. It's the job of the wrestlers to work us. If they work us, that typically means that they did a good fucking job. And if they do a good enough job and are consistent with it, then that typically means that professional wrestling is in good shape. You're following me here? You're following me here? You guys got your little thinking caps on? All right, secure it a little bit tighter. It's fine to be worked, guys. It's nothing wrong. I don't even understand this whole thought process of you're being worked. Fuck it all. Okay, cool. I'm being worked. Now, honestly, I'm not stupid. I get it. The whole sentiments for anybody is for you to talk about it outwardly as if it was real, and then like there's some negative thing or negative connotation attached to it from a personal perspective, and you look like a fool because you're talking about something that's actually a work as if it's real, and you're using it as far as applying negative stances or negative connotations on the person's personal life. That's where the work becomes an embarrassment, because it's like you took something that they were trying to use in order to entertain you with, and then you're using it in order to go after them in real life until you actually realize, I get it. And it even it sucks worse when you're a journalist. I get that. Completely understood. But, and once again, I'll end it on this. If you can't outwardly let us know whether it's fiction or whether it's fact, whether it's true, whether it's false, whether there's a lie, whether there's something that we have to go look into ourselves to care about, to be entertained, to follow you, whatever the case may be. If you can't do that as a journalist, a wrestling journalist, lowest of the low, obviously, you can't get any lower, but a journalist nonetheless. If you can't be honest, whether you're being honest in the truth or honest in telling the fact that you fucked up, then how the hell do you expect any of your followers to follow you in the future? If you can't live up to the standards of your profession, then how the fuck do you expect people to follow you going forward? Do you understand that? Do you get that point? Because if you don't understand, and if you don't get that point, then that speaks more about your credentials than what I can ever say about your credentials. With that being said, folks, my name is Millennial Smart, aka Devontae, or Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and that's all I got to say about this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel about Dave Meltzer and all these people still coping? FIFO still coping over the fact that this is definitely real, guys. They didn't play us. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, they really do hate each other, guys. They really do. But trust us, trust our sources, bro. Or is it just, they worked you guys, and there's fucking nothing wrong with that. If anything, if you were to come out and admit that, people will probably see you even more in a better light, because that means they know that you're actively going to come out of your way to let everyone know what you fucked up, which is literally the point of journalism, is the truth. Well, only one way to end this. Will Ospreay, take us out.